Hey everybody, I have a video here for you today. We're going to talk a little bit about Sweden, something that was found here. And I've been looking around on YouTube and I don't think anybody else has really touched this story. So I thought I would bring a level of maturity here and try to tackle this story. And we've talked a lot about phallus stones in some of my sites in Turkey. And there have been other sites from around the world. I know there's the CERN Abyss Giant, some large statues that I talked about in the South Pacific on islands where stuff is displayed and people just don't want to talk about this because, number one, probably won't be monetized. The videos get demonetized very easily. But I'll try to bring a certain level of maturity in talking about this. But let's go down to Rollsbo, Sweden. Rollsbo, I think that is the name of it. Down here in the city, somewhere construction was going on, and I noticed a few different places, but when they were digging down, they thought they found an ancient paving stone, but it turned out to be something totally different. Let's just read here. Now this is Ancient Origins, and I've seen this story pop up on a few other websites, but in Sweden here, when they were doing work, construction, they came down and found a large phallus stone here. It says, prehistoric stone penis penetrates through time. A Bronze Age stone penis, once used for sacrificial fertility rituals, has been uncovered in Sweden. The carved phallic statue stands erect at nearly 2 feet high and has been linked to a Bronze Age fertility cult that existed between 1800 and 500 BC. An archaeologist, Gisela Angeby, said that they thought the carving was initially a paving stone. It was only after rocks were excavated that researchers saw something was deviated from everything else. Here is another website I will leave below, and here is where the object is protruding from the ground here. You notice right in the middle, a pillar right in the middle of a stone circle, if you will. And the archaeologist on this website says phallic stones are not rare, but they say it is rare to find one designed to look quite so similar to the real-life version. In this specific context, it was most likely used for a fertility cult or a fertility ceremony. But here you see the stone here, right in the middle of the stone circle. But I can just imagine what the comment section will be filled, but I think we need to be mature about this. Certain objects had definite meaning to ancient cultures. Today, we kind of laugh and giggle at it because really we're not that mature today. But this is a subject I have talked about before, the phallus, and it's certainly intertwined in the Osiris story and Isis story, if you know the details of that. But certainly this had meaning to the people who were here over 3,000 years ago, probably significant meaning. But there is a mystery here, because this was just found. What did this actually represent? Was it a phallic stone? Well, pretty clear it probably was. Were these people taking mushrooms? But I will leave a few links below, but what did this actually represent and why was this here? It says the rock was discovered during an excavation and it was initially thought to be a Bronze Age grave here. However, further excavations reveal that there was lots of animal bones within close vicinity of the phallic stone, but no human bones. So one website says they were sacrificing animals here, but how does that fit in with this erected stone here? Well, now phallic stones are not uncommon, as I said earlier, but I guess the detail kind of took people by surprise here. Somebody was here 4,000 years ago, and this has a special meaning to them. So this is just them being thorough here, trying to be mature. But who erected this stone? Well, that is a mystery. Will they ever learn about it in some Swedish ancient history classes? Well, I'm sure some of you heard this story, but let me just read. Now I saw this story pop up on a lot of websites. It says, Swedish schools to erase ancient history from history class. At the upper grade, 7 through 9, where pupils were 13 to 15 years old, there will no longer be any history taught dated older than the year 1700. All studying of the democratic cradle in the ancient Greece or Rome or Swedish Great Power era, when Sweden ruled the countries surrounded by the Baltic Sea, will be erased from history class. And there was outrage about this, and I don't blame people for being really mad about this. There are so many lessons to be learned from what happened a long time ago, even though times were much different. There are serious lessons to be learned. Erasing ancient history, that's disgraceful. So that's a little bit on Sweden, abolishing aspects of ancient history being taught. I think that's terrible. But an ancient carving down here, we have talked a lot about the navel of the world in some sites. Well, maybe this was the below the navel of the world to these people, but what it was exactly, we're not sure of, but probably had to do with fertility, something along that aspect. Hope you thought that was interesting, and you all have a very nice day.